Now we are looking at my Sublime Text screen. I have opened up the coding portion where I have opened the backend under my usual folder Guruputran backend, and you can see the first step that you need to do here is you have to open the database.php under config.database. Once you open that, you will see MySQL definition as seen in the screen. So what you have to do is you have to make another copy of the same MySQL and rename it to MySQL2. So now we have two MySQL definitions. One is MySQL and other is MySQL2. So in the MySQL2 portion, you have to rename as follows: db host underscore second, db port underscore second. So all are with subscript second. Once you've done that, you have to go to the .env file in Laravel. So you search for Control P .env, and you can see inside the .env file that there are two sets of data as seen here. One is db connection, other is db connection underscore second. So remember, db connection is always MySQL, whereas inside the database.php definitions, we are defining MySQL and MySQL2. So db connection is MySQL, db host is for both is localhost, db port is remains the same, db database is Humpty. Remember, I have told you Humpty and Dumpty are my database names. So second database is Dumpty. I don't have any password and my username is root as I am running localhost exam server. So that being said, we cover database and .env. Now we can forget about these two files and close it. And then we come to the terminal. So here you have to initiate this command. PHP artisan make migration create Dumpty members table, as well as you have to create Humpty members table. Similarly, you have to create Dumpty model and Humpty model as per the commands as shown here. Of course, you are at liberty to directly go into Sublime Text or your favorite editor and to make the model, as well as to go into phpMyAdmin and initiate the databases there together with the table definitions. But I am using the basic fundamental methods of Laravel to initiate and declare the table definitions as well as the model. So once that is done, let's go into the Humpty model. Here you can see the model is coding is very simple. It has a public table, Humpty members, and public fillable name, email, and message. We have here a commented protected connection MySQL. I will explain to you at a later stage the requirement of this. Okay, now let's go into the view which is humdum.blade.php. I just simply named it following the Humpty Dumpty database definitions. It is just a blade.php file, nothing special in that. This is the view that you just seen on my demonstration at the browser. So all the codes are available in my GitHub. I will post the link in the channel below against the respective video clip. And now we go to the web.php, wherein we are defining three routes. Okay, remember we are having three routes here. The first route is to display the show the data. You can see here route get /hd Humpty Dumpty controller at show data. The second route hd in is Humpty Dumpty controller at store Humpty, because we are storing the Humpty data in the Humpty database. And the last route is hd push, where we push the data from the Humpty database into the Dumpty database. Okay. So that being said, let's go into the local host. You can look at my Dumpty database. You can see here that's currently it's being populated with whatever I have done in the demo. So let's check all and let's make it empty so that I can show to you in steps the population happening in the database. Now Humpty, let's go to the Humpty database. Humpty database has an extra table migrations because we have used the Laravel fundamental creation for table. Currently, the Humpty member database is empty because we have moved in from Humpty to Dumpty and deleted all the data from the Humpty database in my demo. So don't get confused on anything. We will go step by step to understand what's happening here on these two databases as we proceed in our video series. So let's go back to the coding. So the routing being defined, we go into the controller. We'll have three methods: show data, store Humpty, and pushes. So let's go in. Store Humpty, show data, and pushes. You can see the three methods are defined here. So remember that when we go into the Humpty model, we are changing Humpty model extends eloquent, and then we need to add use eloquent here because this is a special requirement for handling multiple databases with Laravel. And then we have to import in the Humpty model and the Dumpty model. So let's look at the Dumpty model. We did not look at the Dumpty model. It's nothing but the same. Only thing is that the protected connection MySQL2 is active here, whereas in the Humpty model, the protected connection MySQL is inactive now or commended. Again, remember that when you define into the model, you have to use the respective MySQL2 naming or MySQL naming as per what we did in the database.php. If you refer to database.php, you will definitely know that Humpty model is referring to MySQL, whereas Dumpty model is referring to MySQL2. What's next? We have to go into the Humpty Dumpty controller. So let's look at the show data functions here. I have defined hums is equal to Humpty model order by created at in ascending get, and dumps is equal to Dumpty model order by created at ascending get. And return view hum dump, which is my blade file, and compact hums and dumps are going into the view file or loaded into the view file using the compact function. Now let's look at the store Humpty method. First of all, validations are happening. We need email, name and message required, and email should be in proper format. So that is the validation portion, and then H model is equal to new Humpty model, and H model set connection MySQL. So remember that I am initiating the set connection MySQL. This is the first method. So let me comment it here as first method to initiate the database call using set connection. So once that is done, the database is initiated. We have the H model create request all, and after we will return back with success. Thanks, it's done. So hope you guys understand the store Humpty method. So if you initiate with set connection, remember that you no need to define protected connection MySQL inside the model. If you did not initiate the set connection method for MySQL, then you have to define protected connection equal to MySQL inside the Humpty model. Remember that. So later on, I'm going to show you the second method wherein I will use protected connection MySQL inside the Humpty model, and I will change a little bit of coding in Humpty Dumpty controller. So with that, we will end this episode series, and I will return to you to further explain the coding about this application.